This back pond literally filled with hundreds of reds right now, and they're blowing up. It's just so crazy to see how many reds are out here. That's a limit of slot reds. I want to say month now, I've truly not seen iconic signs of game fish, mainly reds, blowing up alongside the grass line. Usually that's what's always going to happen, but it hasn't come into play for the past month. So what we'll do is blind cast the grass line, and then where I know there to be oyster, I will also flirt with disaster, try to get my lure stuck. I mean, not really try to get it stuck, but if you ain't trying to get stuck, then you ain't trying to catch fish. That's what I always tell my patrons to the channel. We're gonna be using a combination of really small lures because of all those hatched bait sources that they have to be able to go after. What is that? Seriously, what is that? Is that a horseshoe crab? That's a dead fish. He's dead as a door now. There's another dead fish. So that one's a gar. The other one back there looked like a black drum. There we are, lucky cast. First fish of the day. High traffic area in the back lake. I've been seeing a bunch of mud clouds, and these reds have been blowing up on a lot of the bait that's been back here. It's just a matter of blind casting to all of that dark mud that's becoming exposed. I mean, they're back here feeding aggressively. Just got to put it right in front of their face in this murky water, and that cast right there, just y'all saw, launched it straight up, let the wind carry it away from me. And yeah, just really don't want to get too close to these fellas because the mullet will get spooked. Oh, look at that beautiful redfish. Standing on top of my seat so that I can get that extra visibility. Look at this guy. Try to hurry up and get this fella inside the water because there's a lot of his buddies over there still blowing up on all that bait. There we are. Let y'all see him really fast. That right there is what it's all about. Coming out here chasing after these guys in the real skinny water. It's been tough going, but staying persistent and chasing these guys down. Figuring out what it is that they want to bite, and then finally get lucky and put the lure together. It's one that I was using at the end of a day and managed to catch two of them back to back. Today they are centrally located in this back pond that's fed by the convergence of two bayous, the intersection. Let's put this lure back together and see if we can get another one to bite. Right there. That's what we're going after them with. And again, super lightweight lure. Only using the ultralight stuff today because all my big gear, it's not working. It's spooking them as soon as it lands in the water. Here's what I'm gonna do because the reds are blowing up all along over there. I've got to push pull my kayak right over here to the left of me so that when I cast, I'm still with the wind, but I'm lined up to make a very long cast right there where them reds are continuing to blow up. So let's sit down and move ourselves over there really quick. Got him right to the mud cloud, and I just let the wind pick my line up. I can't believe that worked. There was a big bow in my line, but I cast too far to the right and the wind just picked my line up and pushed it right into him. Yeah, just going after these mud clouds, that seems to do the trick. Aiming straight at them. This is a little fella. Oh, it's a black drum. Come here, my friend. I'm very surprised. Usually these guys are not gonna go after lures. I mean, you can catch them. It's rare. It's a nice little specimen. We got a bleeder on our hands. There we go. Right there for the camera. We'll see you later. He's got a lot to grow up. I mean, they get super big. They call them big uglies for a reason too. All right, let's get back up here. See if we can make another cast. As soon as I see a very dark patch on this chocolatey water, that's where I'm gonna cast. And the wind's making the job a little bit difficult, but it's certainly doable. And the fact that I can stand on this seat and the kayak is stable enough to support my weight and allow me to, you know, just do what I have to do to get a little bit of extra height to see where those mud clouds are popping up. That's them fish rooting around in the bottom and trying to go after that bait. Got him. Got him. Boy, turned my attention around. That's a nice donkey right there. Yeah, they've been back here. Just got to stay patient and cast your lure to the right spot. But the dead giveaway is most definitely the dark mud that's freshly stirred. That's where you want to cast. And even if you make an errand cast, just let the wind kind of blow your lure over to where it needs to be, and these guys will find it. I'm in the middle of the pond, so like bogarting the entire area and letting these guys just kind of give themselves up, and then, as I said, cast to the right spot, right time, and then you'll get these fellas. If you've been getting skunked these past few days, don't worry, because I've been right there alongside y'all. I mean, the weather is turning out to be gorgeous. The conditions, everything, the tidal movement, the water everything, like the water level, all of that stuff has turned out to be really good, but the fish just were nowhere to be found. And today, well, they're out in force and they're very hungry. Give y'all a good look at this fella right there. That is what it is, about 23, 24 inches, somewhere around there. Nice. All right, there he goes. The setup that we're using is a 7-foot ultralight rod from Old 18 Outfitters. It's the Arius, and this one is no longer in production, but they do have a new lineup that's the Buoyancy series. Everything is exactly the same, just a better American-made blank, and then a different grip. It's got carbon fiber, and then we've got a 500 series spinning reel with 5-pound braid, a 20-pound monofilament leader, and then again that tiny, we're talking a tiny little shrimp that matches the hatch out here, 2.5 inches in length. It's getting the job done today, thank goodness. I don't want to spook all these fellas because then there he is. So that's the blow up. I think this is far enough. It's going to be very tough casting straight into this. Even if we do have a spinning reel, that's a hard task. Yeah. Finally got you. So what we did right here, a little bit different, still the same size lure, but it's got a little bit more weight to make a longer cast so that I could effectively work this area, because that fella has just been terrorizing the bait alongside that grass line, and then he'd come out here ever so often. But I mean, this back pond literally filled with hundreds of reds right now, and they're blowing up. I would not be able to catch these fellas had I not downsized. I can't stress that enough. If you go small, that's what they're hitting, because the bait, as I'm getting a good look at it, some of them have jumped inside the kayak. They are tiny. They're the same size as my lures, and these guys will not hit anything else. I mean, look at, they're blowing up over there. I just saw some on that bank line. I mean, it's just so crazy to see how many reds are out here. It feels really good to finally find these fellas after so many days of just coming up with a skunk. Making it happen today. There we are. That's the hothead bug right there. Tiny little lure too. Oh, come on. Okay. That's what it looks like, what we're using. Right there. It's like a mangled chicken. It looks good in the water though. That's for sure. Let's get this guy back inside there. Right there. That's a limit of slot reds. All right, buddy. Need you to stop playing possum. I'm gonna rub your tummy. And then he's gonna go. He's like, whatever. Leave me alone. I'm freaking sunbathing. Yeah. I'm convinced that was all I needed to do. Just swap over to the tiny stuff, and essentially enjoy the fruits of my labor. Finding them was one thing, but then when they refused to just take anything and then get spooked, then I knew I was in for a rude awakening till we downsized. Ready to go. But before I make my next cast, I wanted to talk to y'all about Patreon and the fishing reports that I list over there on that site. And it's a subscription service that's $5 each month. I keep everything relatively fairly inexpensive. And what that's going to do is allow you to use my eyes and ears. Everything that I am seeing out here, what I key in on, I can only list so much or talk about so much on one of these videos, but in the reports on Patreon, I go into detail, very in-depth review or like report of what it is that I am seeing out here for each particular fishing trip that y'all watch on YouTube. So if that sounds like it's something for you, I highly encourage you to click on the link in my video description down below, or at the end of the video, there's a small little link that you can click on. If you're watching from mobile or desktop, then you can click on that and it's going to take you to Patreon, and it'll let you see if it's going to be something for you. I truly try to cater to any angler that's out there. Basically, if you're the type of person that can't get out because you're working Monday through Friday, and when situations like this call for like drastic measures, because let's face it, the past 2 weeks have been horribly bad out here on the coast, and trying to find these fish, it's just difficult. So I know that if I'm having trouble, and I fish darn near every day, if I'm having trouble, I can only imagine what it is that some of y'all may go through. So use my eyes and ears by way of my reports on Patreon to help speed your learning curve. If it's something for you, again, I encourage you to go over there and click on it. This right here is going to be my last cast for the video. I'm going to stay out here and hopefully tangle up with, oh, look at this, mud clouds right here. Something was literally, and there it goes right there. But I'm going to stay out here long enough to hopefully catch this last redfish. I do hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Man, I'm telling you what, we got lucky today. Being able to catch a limit of reds just makes me feel good about myself being a fisherman. I can actually call myself one today. I'm the average person that gets to come out here a lot, and I truly am blessed and grateful to have each and every one of you in the audience watching my content, because I get to keep coming out here consistently. So thank you so much. If you enjoyed it, click that thumbs up button, and until next time, tight lines, y'all.